first of all, Merrick, Night Sister magic.
Yeah.
He was just a zombie.
Sure.
And you know what? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like that's perfectly fine. He didn't need to be anyone else.
In a show that has so many plot lines competing for screen time, I think Merrick just being a Night Sister zombie is fine.
Yeah. Okay. This whole Anakin thing is a little insane to me. And it's not just the Anakin thing. It's also, so we knew that Anakin was going to be in the show. I'm pretty sure Kathleen Kennedy was like, yeah, we got Hayden Christensen for this like 2 years ago or something, right? So like, it wasn't a surprise. I don't think anyone is surprised by the fact that the World Between Worlds shows up, because they've been using a lot of the iconography in the credits and a lot of the like the marketing materials. So like, I think everyone was like, oh, the World Between Worlds will probably come into this at some point.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It is exactly. I knew what it was when they showed that that shot from the top, and she moved and everything rippled.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's what happens in Rebels. It is absolutely the World Between Worlds. I did not expect for both of those things to happen in the 4th episode.
So does this mean that at some point in the Clone Wars, Anakin went to that weird Sith temple and went to the World Between Worlds?
Okay. So first question is, how did she get there?
Mm-hmm.
So in Rebels, right before Vader cuts her down, Ezra, it was like, excuse me,
out, grabs
I need to talk to Ahsoka real quick, and pulls her out. And that's how she survives.
Mm-hmm.
Did someone do that again? Was it Ezra? Like, Ezra's like, oh, I got to pull her out over here too. This bitch just keeps getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Or did she legit die? Here, let me just read through. Yeah. Or is there some kind of weird rule where like she went back to the World Between Worlds because like when Ezra pulled her out, she was like technically like cheating death. And so now like that she's died, she's like here again. And she's like broken how things work and everything. Anakin saying, I didn't expect to see you here so soon, makes me think that she died.
Yeah.
It just like...
That's the strong implication.
And what large testicles you must have to kill your main character in the 4th... Like, that's a Game of Thrones bullshit, right? Yeah. So someone could have saved her. Maybe Anakin could have, but it would have him saying like I didn't expect to see you here so soon. It would be kind of a weird line.
Yeah.
I would have a real weird feeling about Anakin in this. So first of all, the CG is fine. I think it looks better than Kenobi. He's not a Force ghost. True. Which is the first thing where I was like, why? Because they have every reason to make him one. First of all, it cleans up the face replay, the de-aging thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's like putting that blue glow on everything would have really helped with the end, because it's still a little uncanny, looks a little crunchy and everything. It was fine. It's like I get the point.
You got the point.
Yeah, it's like I get it. He's Anakin from Episode 3. And everyone would expect, like, there's no reason not to make him a Force ghost because it's kind of what everyone's expecting. So I think the fact that he's not is significant.
It means that they're doing something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I know, which is really weird to me. When I say that there's something fishy about this, I don't think it's necessarily malicious or like he's not actually Anakin. It just like
it might be malicious.
It could be
because of the Vader sting,
right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. I'm like, I expected this to be done a different way. And the fact that they didn't is really raising some red flags for me. I don't think it's exactly what it appears to be, or there's something weird about it. Mm-hmm. Anakin still has his lightsaber. I have not known of a Force ghost to have their lightsaber ever.
Well, Anakin's not a Force ghost.
I don't think he is. I mean, maybe they're like, we forgot to put the blue glow on there, honestly. Like, sorry. Also, and this could be the environment that they're in, his lightsaber looks weird.
I'll have to go back and look.
We'll look at it during the Battlefront stream at 7, which you should join us for. It like part of it looks like his lightsaber, but part of it doesn't, and it could be because the material is reflecting all the blackness, and it just looks kind of goofy in that environment. There's not enough light, or you can't see it very well. But like his lightsaber looked kind of like it wasn't actually his lightsaber, like it's someone else's lightsaber. And then the Vader music at the end is like, what are you trying to tell us with this? Because like this, if it's Anakin, this should be kind of a joyous moment and shouldn't have some kind of ominous overtone at the end. Or is it that...
Two thoughts on that. First, the last time Ahsoka saw Anakin was Vader trying to kill her at the Sith Temple.
Yeah.
Second thought...
She looked happy to see him, though.
Is that a lot of Baylan Skoll's dialogue in this episode was talking about Anakin. And specifically her relationship with Anakin.
And how they both like and only deal with things one way and everything. Yeah, I noticed that too, which I thought was also kind of weird.
Which... I would expect is a writing trick to sort of tie all this together and explore that relationship further.
And also maybe explore some of Baylan's motives for what he's doing. Because like it could be that Anakin did something that made it easier for Baylan to run off and be a Jedi mercenary or whatever the fuck he is, right?
Or, killed all his fellow younglings.
Yeah.
Depending on how old Baylan is.
Yeah. So the whole Anakin thing... I've just got a really weird feeling about it. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if we get into the end of the show and there's something weird about it. Like he's not actually dead.
I hope there is something weird about it.
So the other question,
I do hope Anakin is dead.
Yeah, right.
That would be a colossal retcon that changes the entire fabric.
Yes. Let's talk about that real quick. The way that they're going to use the world between worlds in the story, it's
very carefully.
It has to be because it's very tricky. When you do the timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly bullshit, it messes with every story in the world. Like there isn't an airtight, watertight time traveling story in existence because time travel is physically impossible. And there's a reason that it is. And so you can't just make it physically possible without it breaking the laws of logic, right? Yeah. So like you got to be really careful with it. They've already broken enough with it by pulling Ahsoka out because it's like, so had that happened the whole time?
Yeah.
Or is this a branch timeline or what? I can tell you what they're not going to do. I've seen some people talking about it. They're not resetting the timeline. I'm sorry. They're not retconning the sequels. That's not going to happen. They've put so much into properties now that connect with the sequel trilogy. And they've spent a lot of money making that happen. And also Disney would have to admit fault, which they're never going to do. So, I mean, sorry, that's not happening. There is going to be no multiverse because I think everyone's a little over it. Everyone's got a fucking multiverse now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think I only love it in Avengers and Rick and Morty.
Like, yeah, branching timelines are cool, and there's these cool what if scenarios. Yeah. You shoot the shit with your friends about. Yeah.
But then
like,
there's
nobody actually cares that much about it.
And then there's now there's like the Flash with Batman, and I'm sure like fucking I don't know, the Teletubbies have like a multiverse or something.
What makes those sort of multiverses fun is that they're very low stakes. Like they don't mess with the stories that you know and love. They don't directly interfere with those characters. Every time you try to make the multiverse a serious thing that has implications for the story, it falls apart because it's just too big.
So how do you think they're going to catch up with? Is Ahsoka going to come back to the real, like the out of the world between worlds? And if so, and even if not, how are the heroes going to catch up to Morgan and Baylan and Thrawn?
Crazy bullshit theory I just thought of and could be completely wrong.
Okay.
When Ahsoka grabbed the map, it burned her. They'd get some of the inscriptions off of her hand or something.
And they can work it out.
And work it out.
Yeah. My thought was maybe like they just like they find a Purgle, like, you want to be friends? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll take you.
Yeah, sure, let's go.
Yeah. Which would be fine. Like, that'd be cool too.
That works with how space whales work.
It would kind of infantilize the entire conflict of, we have to do this thing. It's the only way to get there.
No, you just ask the space whales.
Yeah, it was like, we would have taken you if you asked.
Yeah.
I'm going to read a couple of some people. Some of our fellow Star Wars fans have weighed in. I'm going to read a couple of these before we switch over here. Daniel says, so excited to see the world between worlds. It's going to be lots of Googling by the folks that ignored those silly cartoons today. Ben says, I have too many thoughts on this episode, and I totally get that. Like I do too. When are we going to see Grand Admiral Thrawn, says Andy. And then someone said somewhere between episodes 5 and 8. When it's
that's right. We're not. I asked in our Discord server if we were finally going to run out of trailer footage, and we're not, because we haven't seen Thrawn yet.
That's the one shot that they've not used from the trailers yet, which I think everyone assumed he's going to be in, which means that episode 5 through 8, we know nothing about.
Yes.
It's just a huge mystery.
We know that we're going to see Thrawn at some point. That's it.
Anthony says, I'm confused by his Anakin's appearance. If he wants to appear the way it's whatever, but his lightsaber is different and he's not glowing, something's fishy. And I was like, I absolutely agree. Joseph says, it was so good. I had all the major components of successful Star Wars. My inner child watched with childlike wonder. It was a great episode. And then there are some comments here about how in an interview, Rosario Dawson said that episode 5 was her favorite episode.
Oh,
so that could be pretty cool. I want to make sure I get to Jimmy, a couple people that I know. Amazing episode. As for the end, I don't think that's really Anakin. I think Ahsoka is in the world between worlds. She absolutely is. That is 100% certain. Having a near-death experience, and what she's seeing is a fake Anakin. Basically, he didn't even have the Force Ghost aura, and plus he had a saber, and we heard Vader's breathing at the end.
Something is going on there.
Yeah. Why doesn't he have the ghost? But why does a ghost need a robot hand? You know how
you could argue that the hand has become so part of his self-image that even in death he sees himself as having the hand.
You know how they solved this problem in Rise of Skywalker?
How?
When Force Ghost Luke shows up, he surreptitiously keeps his fake hand hidden in his cloak the entire time. He only uses his left hand. And he keeps it covered up the whole time. So they're like, we don't know what we want to do with this, so just cover it up. We don't want to answer this right now. Rakesh says, good riddance to all those Marok theories, almost as bad as Snoke theories or those so-and-so is a spy theories from last Mando season 3 episode. People responsible for hyping up these series set themselves up for disappointment. I agree. People get themselves whipped up in a frenzy.
They see something that is not fully explained yet and think, oh my God, it's going to be so plot relevant to everything. It's going to be how they're going to reset the Star Wars universe. Yeah. And then it's just fucking, he's a Night Sister.
Well, not even that so much. People get themselves whipped up so much with a pet theory, and then when it doesn't come true, they take it as a personal attack on their dedication to the...
How dare Kathleen Kennedy make Marok not be Ezra?
Yeah. April says, well, that happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah.
John said, Huyang got hands, in which I replied, Huyang threw hands.
He has 4 hands, and he threw every single one of them.
And then from our live comments, Jamie, I think you pretty much said what I read from your earlier comment. And then let's make it official.
Okay.
Is that am I being propositioned?
I think so.
It says, everyone keeps saying that they're HK droids, but I haven't seen one. They are HK class droids. They're not like HK-47. They're not the HK droids from...
They're not the HK droids but they are HK class droids.
And I'm pretty sure that that's canon. I'm pretty sure that's on Star Wars' website even. So they're definitely HK droids.
I think they actually refer to them as HK droids in an episode or two here.
And in the subtitles as well. So... LOL, Rick and Morty. I know, dude. I fucking love Rick and Morty. Don't even get me started. We got to reset for Battlefront. The conversation will continue. We're going to be talking lots more about Ahsoka. So
bring
please
all your questions.
Yeah.
Bring all your theories. Bring every stupid Marok theory that has now been completely debunked,
so we can laugh at them.
Yes.
And this will be just in a few minutes.
Yep.
So, join us for that. Thanks for the comments and the support. Make sure you subscribe. All the links to our socials are in the description for the video. Our Discord server is kind of active, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Everyone kind of has a good time. So you can come join us there. We'll see you in a few minutes. Have a good day.
Bye.